Hello everyone, this is Tammi Morrison and it looks like I am live. So I'm super excited to be coming before you. Thank you YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok for allowing me to join right now. So I wanted to talk about my book, Passing the Pearls. So I wanted to just come on and explain a little bit about what passing the pearls means to me. And I wanted to share what it means to everyone else. So for those of you that aren't aware, Passing the Pearls is my latest multi-author book that I'm filling. I'm looking for about 20 more people to join me in writing this book of stories about our grandmothers. It's a book honoring our ancestor, which is our grandmother in this case. So, Passing the Pearls, how I got the title is it just kind of showed up in my awareness. I was looking at all the pearl stuff for welcoming our latest vice president, and I actually joined, I think somebody invited me to the group about the pearls. And so that came to me as I got this idea to write this book honoring my grandmother. And so as I got the idea, I started to share it with other people, and people were like, oh, that's an amazing idea. So I started thinking about how to share it in a way that would make people understand that it is such an amazing thing, honoring our legacy. Because for me, our grandmothers represent our legacy. Our grandfathers as well. However, these stories about our grandmothers. So, Passing the Pearls is significant to me because in history, typically, pearls is one of the oldest gems that was discovered. So it was the first gem that was discovered. So that means that it is very valuable. That a real pearl is very valuable. And typically they would give pearls away when people got married. And the pearls that I'm talking about is the wisdom that was passed and that was given. Because I don't know about anybody else, but my grandmother was so full of wisdom that I miss her on the daily. I really do. I miss her every single day because I can't have a conversation in the flesh with her because she was just so wise and I felt like she knew everything. So this was the impetus behind me deciding to create this book and to write this book and ask other people to come in and join me in writing the book. Now, there are a couple of different contribution levels because people have reached out to me that want to write in this book, but there are contribution levels because, for one thing, it's not free to create it. It takes time, energy, money, all those things. And so I have to consider that. However, I did make the contribution levels really, really, really easy. The first one is $6.62 for 1,000 words. You can write 1,000 words, which if you're not a writer, that's probably a good amount for you. And then the next one is $12.22, and that's for 3,000 words. And all of this includes having your chapters edited. It includes teaching and instruction on how to utilize your book, and it includes the book launch. It includes formatting of the book, all the things that people don't really think about when they consider writing a book, because there are so many different things to consider. I mean, you can write the book, and because for me, I'm a writer, and so you can write the book. However, there are so many things that have to be done in order to get the book out so that people can read it. That is the thing. So if you are working on, wanting to get your book out there, or a book out there, any book out there, there's costs involved. It's not free. And for those of you that think that having a publisher means that you don't have to pay anything, then you're delusional. Unless you are Oprah or the president or his wife. Those people get the right for free, but you're not there. What's her name? Any of the people that do talk shows, people actually reach out to them and say, "Can we help you write a book?" But if you're not in that space, then that is not going to happen for you. I'm sorry to break it down to you in that way and to destroy your hope. But if you haven't, you're not an influencer, you haven't created any buzzes, you're not, out there as an actress or actor or whatever, these are things that, preclude you into getting someone to reach out to you to write a book. That ain't how that shit works in real life. Hey, thank you for showing up. So what I want to do at this time now, I was talking about what does passing the pearls mean to me. So pearls are actually something that people pass in weddings. Let me see, I brought up an article. It said in ancient Rome, pearl jewelry was regarded as the ultimate status symbol of the time during 1 BC because they were very precious. Julius Caesar ruled out that only the ruling class, men and women of high birth, would be the ones able to wear them. So during the early British Empire regimes, pearls were only exclusive for the royalty and its nobility. And so the symbolism, the gemstone is surrounded by mystics and superstitious beliefs that can also surround the jewelry and the wearer. To have a more elaborate meaning of pearls, here are a few symbolisms that you would like to know. Pearls have been associated with Aphrodite, who is a famous goddess of love and beauty. It can be a symbol of purity and safety. In ancient China, my phone's trying to die. What the world? Okay, let me plug it up. So, anyway, that's my spiel on the pearls. Pearls also were hard to find and even more difficult back in the days and times of history. So that's when they begin to associate pearls with wisdom. And that is where I'm going with this one today. I'm associating the pearls with wisdom. And so when I thought of when the title Passing the Pearls came to me, it was so amazing and relevant that I got to thinking about the fact that passing the pearls would mean passing the wisdom down. And so this book typically, ideally, is going to be filled with wisdom. Because we as wisdom keepers, the people that are here to share the wisdom, that is what a wisdom keeper is, a person who is here to share the wisdom. Now we as wisdom keepers are able to share the wisdom and the knowledge that is being passed down from our ancestors, from the generations before us. And so this was my idea for writing this book, Passing the Pearls, and for sharing it with other people, because we need some goodness in this planet, because so many things are out here. I just read another article about another beautiful young lady that has died at the age of 27, and that is not acceptable. I just don't even understand that type of shit. I mean, how do you die at 27 and 30? Like the last beauty queen that died a couple of weeks ago. I mean, what is that about? And to me, it feels like people are missing on love. Because if you loved yourself, there's no way that you could kill yourself. Really deeply. Now, I know that that's going to cause some controversy and some people probably going to come for me, but that is okay because I feel secure in that knowledge. And I know that that is the truth because I am a healer and have been for many lifetimes. And so in this lifetime, I've stepped into helping people to transition, especially women over 40, transition, and also helping people to share their stories, write their books. So if you have a book inside of you, reach out to me. Let's see what we can come up with. If we can come to an agreement. This way, I can help you on whatever level of the process that you need help on. Because some people just need help getting started, and some people need help through the whole process. So for me, I would like to offer assistance to help people with, whatever part of the process you need help with. If you need help with just the publishing part, you need help outlining it, figuring out what you're going to write. Those are things services that I'm offering. Um, Also, I'm a healer, so I also do healings, which is usually a combination of reading and healing. I have several different modalities that I use in order to help you. We can do it on Zoom. We can do it totally remote where we don't even meet. If that's something that you like, it's up to you. That's something that I do as well. So reach out to me if that is something that interests you as well. So passing the pearls, I'm super excited and I'm looking for people to join me. So if that is you, send me a message on whatever platform you're watching, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter, wherever you're watching. I'm sure that I'll share this as well to another place. I think Facebook maybe. Let me see. Might be able to share it now. Let me see. Okay.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk.
So, anywho, super excited to be here talking about this. And I'm going to, because before I had read in this book that I wrote, for those of you that don't know, this is my book that I wrote, and it is loosely based on parts of my life. So, it's Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. And make sure that you're tapping the screen and following me and all those good things on TikTok. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, let me see. We rode back home to our home, lost in our silent thoughts. The silence was almost deafening. I couldn't help but think how utterly useless this whole scenario was. I knew you couldn't change the past just because you want a different future outcome. However, I didn't see the harm in dreaming or even wishing. I couldn't help thinking of all the times he had left me home to go see other women. It was not lost on me the times I saw him in dreams with other women. I thought about the times one of his whores called out my name on the phone. The time one of his women stalked me at my gym was unforgettable. And the time he asked me for a divorce when I was 8 months pregnant with our youngest baby was truly an unforgettable and almost unforgettable time. When we arrived home, our children had just gotten home. I considered speaking with them, but I thought better. I knew they noticed their dad was sick. Nevertheless, I told them that daddy had pneumonia. This satisfied them, but being the inquisitive children I had encouraged them to be, they searched on Google about pneumonia and were reasonably satisfied that their dad would live another day. I was happy with their perspective, and for the time being, it allowed me to think about how life as we knew it was over. I was to go back to work the next day and also receive the test results. I had vivid dreams which involved us on a Caribbean island with this terrible situation non-existent. Don't we all dream about things like that during situations and times where we're going through? It's like, but the thing is we don't realize really what we're dreaming. We don't realize that it actually absolutely could be the case. It could be true, what you've dreamed. And so this dream that I had, my dreams felt so nice and calm. I was a perfect size 8 and looked like a model. I don't even dream that anymore because that's not even a desire that I have. Our kids and we were playing in the perfect blue ocean water, and that wasn't sick. We were having the most beautiful time. I had such a great time going on a big slide at the resort where we were staying. The water was warm and felt so good on my skin. It was such a beautiful dream, and it came when I needed it the most. Have you ever had a dream that took you away like Calgon? I was grateful for the time to get away, at least in my imagination. The weather in the Caribbean at the time we went to was so nice and cool, but not extremely cold. I thought this was a premonition, yet I did not feel this was true. Being the empath I am, I knew if I didn't take the downtime to create a better situation, I would fall into the pain of Nat's illness and it would consume me. I knew I needed to make sure I was in a prayerful state. Instinctively, I also knew my strength was going to be tested. After a night of dreaming of the Caribbean with little insomnia thrown in the mix, I got up at 4:30 a.m. to prepare for work. I got the children up to get dressed for school as I was leaving. I also fixed them a breakfast of champions. The kids were so excited about breakfast, you would have thought they won the lottery. Because I didn't typically cook breakfast in the morning before I had to go to work and they had to go to school. They usually had to have cereal or oatmeal or something they could do. But this morning I cooked them a breakfast of champions: eggs, grits, sausage, bacon, biscuits, all of that. So driving to work, I couldn't help but let my mind wander. It went all kinds of places as I took my usual commute. I noticed things I ordinarily wouldn't have paid attention to. I saw how particularly beautiful it was this time of year. The trees were starting to turn colors in preparation for the fall season, and the temperature wasn't as hot as it usually is. I had my window open to feel a proper breeze. As I pulled into the parking garage, I was excited to get back to work. I felt like it would help me not focus on the problem at hand. I got out of the car and decided it was going to be a great day, regardless of what was going on. I wasn't going to let what was going on to affect me, even though I knew what the outcome would be. I still held hope that possibly my instincts had proven wrong. The day was going wrong. I had patients that were delightful. I did my best to pretend everything was all good in my world. I'm not sure if I succeeded or not, but I did make a valiant effort. As the day went on, I got a call from Dr. Scott's office. I was standing in the nurses' station surrounded by nurses and techs that looked different from me. I could feel their eyes on me as I spoke with the nurse. To me, it felt like judgment all around me. I was being discreet. I only answered the necessary questions and listened as the nurse on the phone told me my husband's fate. She told me the only result I could remember. She told me that the T cell count was 19. A healthy T cell count is 500 to 1600. Imagine my horror when I heard her say what the result was. I didn't dare repeat it for someone to hear and connect the dots. I was very private about my relationship with my husband, and I already felt like I was in a sea of piranhas. The eyes on me felt like I was being pitied. I heard the long-awaited but dreaded three-letter word, HIV. I thanked the nurse on the phone for giving me the news and for setting up the referral for the best HIV specialist in town. It was finally a relief to get the diagnosis. He was HIV positive, and at this point, he would be classified as having full-blown AIDS. Now we only had to wait for the appointment with the specialist. At that very moment, I couldn't think. Lord, give me some. Y'all give me some hearts. Send me some likes. At that very moment, I couldn't think. I was so overwhelmed with grief that I went into the bathroom, turned on the water in the fan, flushed the toilet, and screamed and cried, begging God to heal my husband. I begged God for answers to questions I didn't even know to ask. As I stood in the battle ring of my life, fighting for my convictions and reality, the only thing I felt like doing to relieve the overwhelming mix of emotions was to go outside and smoke. And I did. One cigarette turned into two, which turned into three. Thankful for the little bit of relief I got outweighed any qualms of smoking. I definitely needed an escape. So, that is a little more of my book, Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. It's my personal story. If you haven't gotten it, you can get it on Amazon for, I think, $8 or $9. It was like really cheap the last time I looked. I don't know how they got the right to change the price of my book, but whatever. But you can get it on Amazon there, or you can reach out to me if you would like to have an autographed copy. I have those. However you get the book, get it. You can get it on the Kindle, if that's something that you like. If you like to read your books on the app or on the Kindle app or whatever, You can get it on the Kindle. I think it's $2.99 or something like that, maybe $3.99 something. It's real cheap. So, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking about this book, Passing the Pearls, that I have gotten from Spirit to help us to honor our ancestors. For me, it is like a dream come true to be able to write a story about my grandmother. And for you guys, I am looking for people that want to come and share a beautiful story about their grandmother. If you are, a business owner and you want to get more visibility, get more eyes on your business, this is one of the ways that you can do that is to write a book. And I don't know if you noticed, but everybody is doing it. Everybody is writing books, and usually they're writing multi-author books so they don't have to write the whole book. For me, I actually am writing another book, and it's based on the character from Poltergeist. I don't know if you guys remember the movie from the 80s. Poltergeist, the character Carol Ann that went in the TV. I'm writing a story on her perception of what happened to her when she was abducted by the aliens in the TV and, all that kind of stuff, because I don't think anybody really has told her story. I'm, of course, going to research a little bit to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that nobody has shared that. So that was an idea that came to me, and I'm actually writing that. I'm in the process of writing that now. I hope to be finished with it by in the next month or so. That's the goal that I have given myself. However, this passing the pearls, I'm looking for some people to help me to write. I actually have already a contributor, and I'm looking for a few more to come in and show up and help me so that we can get this book out to the world. My goal is to get it out by the end of March. That is my goal at this time. So I'm looking for some people to join me. If you know people that are out there that want to write, or that even maybe had an amazing relationship with their grandmother and they want to share it with the world, I am looking for those people. Send them my way. And I have a little gift for you if you will send them to me as well. So make sure that you let them know to share who sent them so that I can bless you and give you this little gift that I have. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you are a person that is a writer and you either want to help me, join me in writing in this book, or if you have your own book and you would like help with that on, whatever way that you need, whatever, level that you're on with writing it. If you've already written the book and you just need help publishing it, or putting it out there, if you need help with coming together with an outline, I can help you with that. So whatever way that you need, I can help you. I also am available for readings or healings. If that is something that you're looking for, we can do that as well. I was going to pull some cards on TikTok if anybody wants any of that. If anybody is here and would like to have a card, that would be great. I'm not currently charging for them at this time, but I will do some today for a couple of minutes. Hey, Carol, thank you for joining. If you would like to have a card, just let me know, because that's what I'm doing right this second for just a couple of minutes, because I actually have an appointment coming up. I forgot. I didn't think about that when I came on. But I'm pulling some cards, and I'm going to do that on TikTok. So thank you so much for joining me on YouTube and Twitter. And those of you that catch the replay, make sure you send me a message. Just say something. Say hello. I watched you from wherever, because I love to see where people are watching me from. And if you have a story that you want to tell, and you need help sharing it, send me a message, right? Send me a message wherever you are. And if you would like to join me in this book about our grandmothers, Passing the Pearls, make sure that you send me a message for that as well. All right, so thank you so much for joining me on YouTube and